Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Science-Based Fitness. Hopefully if you're here, you're looking for a golf workout. Now this is a full workout that you can complete in about 40-45 minutes and manages to incorporate some of the most important muscles throughout the golf swing. When golfing, we have such a huge transfer of energy where we start in our legs and go through our abs, through our shoulders, all the way through our arms. So we want to make sure we incorporate movements that will really help us learn how to transfer energy throughout our body. And that's what we're going to use here today. So let's not waste your time, let's jump right into this workout. If you guys enjoyed this video, I have a lot of different golf videos on my channel. Feel free to check that out, and if you find value in this, consider subscribing to the channel. Our first exercise here is going to be a deadlift. The deadlift does a great job of really getting our erector spinae, our glutes, our hamstrings and quads mixed in. This is a compound movement that's really going to emphasize taxing our body. Now I recommend going for a rep range of 6 to 8. I recommend leaving about 2 or 3 reps left in reserve, so you're not pushing to complete failure. And I do want to emphasize, I think it's more important to lower the weight and practice good form before you worry about how much weight you're lifting. If you're new to deadlifting, you could try using a kettlebell, a dumbbell, or maybe simply a very light weight on the bar. 3 sets, 2 to 2.5 minutes of rest time between the set of deadlifts. Moving on, here we're gonna hit a clean and press. I've found in my 10+ years of training, dumbbells are a little bit easier to teach people when they're first starting out. And I also like the fact that this is a unilateral movement, so if our left side is a little bit weaker, then we can't just all of a sudden pick up the slack with the right side. This can help work out any imbalances across the body. Now, I recommend doing anything like this in front of a camera so you can really watch your form. But you can see what I talked about earlier with that transfer of energy. This is a good movement that really incorporates our legs, our abs, all the way into our shoulders. Now this one, about 8 to 10 reps each side, and then I'm gonna go with a rest time of about 2 minutes between each set, with leaving about 2 or 3 reps in reserve, same as the first set. All right, exercise number 3 here. This is going to be a split squat, and we're also gonna sync this up with a second exercise after we hit the split squats. But for those who are new to split squats, we're gonna make sure we have something consistent to rest our foot on. And this is a great movement for glute activation. Out of all the squat variations, it has the most glute activation, which is important for your golf swing since those glutes produce so much force throughout the swing. I also like this because it really helps you balance. If your balance is not good, try holding on to something. You can use a stick or you can hold on to a wall, something that's going to help with your balance. Shoot for anywhere between 8 to 12 on each side, with leaving about 2 or 3 reps in reserve. Now after those split squats are done, we're moving into a second exercise, so we're not just going to stand around in between sets. And this movement here is a plank with a pull down mixed in. This is a great core activation exercise, and we get our upper back involved in this. As you can see, we're gonna slide down and set up our position like we're gonna do a plank. This is a more advanced movement. If you find this style of movement challenging, try holding just the plank and then mixing in a pull down after as a third movement. Shoot for anywhere between 8 to 12 on each side and really focus on not rolling your hips out. Try to keep your hips and shoulders level. After you finish this movement, I like to go about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes and then run through the split squats again, and then you can go to this planking pull down. All right, moving on, exercise number 5. Now here I actually kind of slightly cut off the top portion of this with the camera, but you guys can still understand the concept. So now this is a punching movement that really emphasizes torso rotation and is a great way to really work on transfer of energy for that golf swing. As you can see, I'm gonna have a very small squat, about a half of a squat, and then I'm rotating my body through and firing a punch up. Now I'm going to show you the other side because I got a little bit more of that in the camera. This movement's great because it can really work our glute muscles, but also emphasizes speed and power. I just connect the band low to a bench press, but you can connect to anything that's not going to move in the gym. Start out slow, but pick up your speed as you go. With this movement, I like to hit 10 to 15 reps, then switch to the other side, 10 to 15 reps, and then give about 30 seconds of rest. This is actually rather taxing. You'll find your heart rate getting up quite a bit here, but that's expected. All right, and the final movement here is going to be a chop. So this is similar to if you had an axe in your hand and you're chopping wood, that's where it gets its name. But the emphasis is really on the activation of the core. This type of a movement gives you the ability to load the abs with weight, but we don't want to overdo it. Now, when you do this movement, just pay attention to which of my hands are facing upright and which ones are facing down. And there's a slight bend on my arm that's rotating around my body. The arm that's going to be at the bottom of this movement will have a small bend on the elbow, but the arm on the top we're locking out. So we can obviously see why this is a good core movement for golfers, since this is very similar to the swing in general with the ability to load. So right here is the full program of what we just ran through. Feel free to screenshot this and try it on your own. And if you guys found value in this video, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.